Lost?
Yes.
It's a difficult trail on foot in those outfits. You walked in from the lodge, I suppose.
Yes.
Any plans?
Plans?
Well, it'll be dark in an hour. Moon doesn't rise till 11. A lot of grizzlies on that trail.
Grizzlies?
Grizzly bears. Touchy beasts. You wouldn't like them. And they wouldn't like you.
I see.
Ah, dinner. You're just in time. George will be pleased.
Whoa, you Domicino!
Tricky things, aren't they? The great thing is just to sit still. On holiday here?
Yes, on holiday.
How do you find the lodge? They used to do you a very good lobster thermidor with the red Bordeaux. They still do you the lobster, but no more red Bordeaux. A nuisance, isn't it?
Huh?
The war. Anyhow, up here in the Rockies, the war seems so remote one can't take it so seriously. Of course, one knows one half of humanity is trying to wipe out the other half, but up here among the mountains and the spruce forests, one sees it in perspective, so that it seems almost unimportant.
You've chosen a very beautiful place for your holiday.
Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it? Actually, I'm here to work on a book.
Oh, so you're a novelist?
Well, I write books. My specialty is Indians. This has been a hunting ground of theirs for generations.
Then I suppose you were at Banff today?
For Indian Day? No. That's just for tourists. Oh, I beg your pardon.
Ship ahoy!
Well, gentlemen, welcome to my humble teepee. Got two this time, George. I'm improving. And tell Bob 2 more for dinner. Well,
It must be very pleasant roughing it up here in the mountains.
yes, I rather like pigging it occasionally. I hope you won't mind taking potluck with me. Here, have a cigarette.
Okay.
Ah, I see you're looking at my Picasso. It's nice, isn't it? Here. How do you feel about Matisse? I picked these up about a year ago, and I can't bear to be parted from them. How do you like it?
Excellent.
Yes, I don't think you two are really interested in pictures. Well, my motto is, wars may come and wars may go, but art goes on forever. Ah, you like reading, don't you? Have you seen Hemingway's latest? Here, I'm going to show you one of my pets. There, Thomas Mann, The Magic Mountain. This is the German edition. This is wonderful stuff. Sein Alter wäre schwer zu schätzen gewesen. So, by the way, do you speak German? Have you read this book?
Thomas Mann is very good, I believe.
I'm so sorry. Of course you want a bath after your long climb. I'm afraid I can only offer you a shower. Come on, I'll show you the way.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Scott. Philip Armstrong Scott. Come on.
Philip Armstrong Scott.
Ah, hot water.
I feel completely confident tonight. If we'd twice as far to go, I wouldn't worry now. What could these weaklings ever do to us? The man's constant at war, and look at him. I tell you, Lohman, they're rotten to the core. There's no fight in them. They're soft and degenerate all through. No, I'll have cold.
George, the fire's smoking. South, southeast by south. Ah, that's the ticket. Yes, I've discovered some rather amusing things during my researches. Blackfoot tribal customs, for instance, closely resemble those of a certain modern European tribe. I'm going to read you something about that. Where are we? From the earliest age, their small boys were trained in the arts of war, which they considered to be the only pursuit worthy of a man. But they preferred to attack by night rather than by day, and wherever possible to shoot the enemy in the back. Their smaller neighbors lived in constant danger from them. They also believed in first terrorizing their opponent by covering themselves in war paint and beating loudly on their tribal drums. Well, doesn't that sound familiar to you?
Familiar? I don't quite understand.
Well, what price Goebbels, eh?
Very similar.
Yeah, you see, don't you? And listen to this. This is wonderful. Come here, sit down. Oh, yes. When a tribal leader really desired to drive a point home, he used that most terrible of all public speakers' weapons, repetition. Constant and unutterably wearisome repetition. Old man Hitler himself. What's wrong?
I think he found it a little warm in here.
I'm so sorry. Well, rather stuffy in there, eh?
A little.
Lovely night, isn't it? Moon's just out.
We're not the only ones up, I see.
The men, eh?
When did they go to bed?
Oh, pretty early as a rule. They please themselves. You must be rather tired yourself. How about a nightcap before you turn in?
Thank you.
Here. Ah. Interested? Have a drink. Well, happy dreams.
Okay.
Ah, I thought you'd find it a bit chilly. We're 6,000 feet up here, you know.
So you think you'll escape the war, Mr. Scott?
Hmm? That's not a very nice way of putting it.
But you'll do your best to escape it.
Do you mean I wonder if I am. I don't think I'm a coward. I've never really been in any great danger. I don't exactly know how I'd behave.
I can imagine how you behave.
I beg your pardon?
I said I can imagine how you behave.
Well, you are an extraordinary fellow. You're certainly frank. So you despise my mode of life, eh? Well, I'm getting some revelations tonight. Maybe it'll do me good. Maybe I'm becoming a little smug. I imagined you'd been thinking, here's a nice, decent sort of chap. Invites me to dinner when he doesn't even know me. Amiable. Full of interesting conversation. And instead of that, you think I'm... Well, go on. What do you think I am? This ought to be enlightening.
If you were a real man, you'd have struck me across the face when I suggested you were a coward. Instead of which, you talk about it.
Well, why not? I may write about the customs of Red Indians 200 years ago, but I don't have to behave like one. After all, we've been given reasoning powers and the gift of speech. Why don't we use them instead of hitting each other? Come on, have a cigarette.
I don't think you're even a coward. I don't think you're a man at all.
You must have had too much to drink. You both better get to bed.
Is this gun loaded?
Was this loaded?
And put your hands up.
What do you mean?
It's quite plain. Put them up.
Well, 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 this is a new experience. So I've been entertaining gangsters. Well, what do you want? Money or what?
You don't believe it, shoot you, do you? Such a thing couldn't happen to Mr. Philip Armstrong Scott. Anything unpleasant must be kept as far away as possible. As far as the war, 5,000 miles away. Suppose I were to tell you that the war is right here in this tent. I don't suppose you've heard of the U-boat that was sunk in Hudson Bay and the 6 Germans who escaped.
So that's who you are. Nazis. Well, that explains everything. Your arrogance, your stupidity, your bad manners.
Get over there by your books!
Oh, dear, do I have to be tied up?
Excuse us, Mr. Scott. We still employ savage tribal methods. They get results.
The best thing that's happened to us is meeting you. You put the heart back into us. There are only 2 of us now. 2 out of 6 brave men. There are millions like us in Germany. Any more of your sort here, you don't stand a chance of winning this war. We'll see to that. Get them clothes out of that.
They won't suit you. Not much there, I'm afraid.
$33.
Do I get a receipt?
There's only one suit here. You better have the overcoat.
Interesting. So far, I don't feel the least afraid. No sign of trembling. Pulse appears to be quite steady. Mouth a bit dry, perhaps.
Here. Rifles.
Ah, you feel happier now, don't you? Look out!
Wars may come and wars may go, but art goes on forever, eh?
Stop! Thomas Mann. Yes, I have read this book. We kicked this swine out of the Reich years ago.
There's something else, too. Blackfoot tribal customs. Think yourself lucky we don't burn you, too.
Well, I never would have believed that grown-up men could behave like spiteful little schoolboys. Have I said something to annoy you? Then I forget anything reasonable annoys you.
Open your mouth.
One question, please. When Hitler's making a speech, just exactly what are your...
Damn them horses. Stampeded again. Maybe they got wind or something.
Maybe bad.
Oh, there they go.
Who's been leaving a saddle out here? Confound it, there's another one. Boss must have gone crazy.
You made a fine mess of things. You roused the whole camp.
The horses were your idea. I knew they'd get trouble.
You forget yourself, Lorman.
Save your breath here.
Hey, Bob! They're gone down by the lake.
Get! Not that way!
Who are you talking to?
You're not my superior officer now!
Obey orders and follow me.
Orders me!
Come on, George.
Art! Art! Where are you? Here, Mr. Scott. On trail. By waterfall. Hurry! Okay, boss, coming. Bob. Noah. Yeah! Bob! Bob! Mr. Scott wants you.
Okay. What's happened, boss?
Now, hold up, those 2 fellows.
No.
Yes. Oh! Oh, there's one of them. Good old George.
Noah! Right here! Coming your way! Looks like he's lost it.
Confound it. He's got it, the old bloodhound. Come on. Where is he, George?
In the cave.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get him.
Which one of them two is it, boss?
I don't know. Did you see George?
Scott!
All right, boss.
I forgot to tell you, Art. He's got my colt, too.
See that hole? That's going to cost him $7 before I let the Mounties get him.
That means he's got 4 shots left. All right, Bob, I'll take over now.
Okay, boss, but I don't
You
think you
better
ought to
let me
take
stay
any...
with you, Mr. Scott. The papers say these men are killers.
Yes, the Canadian papers. The Nazi papers call them heroes. 2 brave Nazis against 11 million Canadians.
Say, Mr. Scott.
Mr. Scott!
Stop him.
1. 2. 3. 4. That's the lot. Oh, it's you. I hoped it was the other fellow.
That's for Thomas Mann. That's for Matisse. That's for Picasso. And that's for me.
All right, you can fetch him out now.
You all right, boss?
Well, you can't expect me to capture an armed Nazi without getting hurt a little. Yet.
Yeah, let me have a look at that.
The boss has knocked him cold.
Well, he had a fair chance. 1 armed Superman against 1 unarmed, decadent Democrat. I wonder how Dr. Goebbels will explain that.
Lieutenant Hirt, wherever you may be on the North American continent, I hail you as the paladin of the Third Reich.